Hi y'all. This video is about a couple of Aussie Kiwi trades I did this week. Now this week, Aussie Kiwi was on my list of higher time frame plays, based on the fact that I expected a fairly reliable weekly move up to come in that I could look to trade on the lower time frames. And the reason I expected this was, I see that over here the sellers have come down in what looks like a strong way, but they've just failed to do anything and failed to break this low, break this support. And they've tried to get sell liquidity from higher many times, once, twice, and thrice, and they've failed to do so. Failed to get enough sell liquidity to break the low. So my logic was that the buyers would need to get better sell liquidity than these areas, maybe even this area. And so I wanted to take this up for a buy this week, as I expected a weekly green candle. Now for my first entry, it was based more on these specifics, which is I see what looks like probably buyers building up their positions over here in this daily range, encompassed by the black lines, and the price was near the bottom of the daily range as well, and the sellers had slowed down. So that was looking good from a daily perspective. On a 4-hourly perspective as well, it was near a 4-hourly range again, where I think this is where buyers were building up their positions, and it was near the bottom of the 4-hourly range as well, which was excellent. And along with that, by the way, in the 4-hourly, there had been some spikes down, and the spikes were getting higher and higher, showing some sort of desperation and aggression by the buyers. So on the 1-hourly as well, there was another small range over here, near the bottom of the 4-hourly range, and my entry idea was based on this spike, which I saw more clearly on the 15 minutes. So on the 15 minutes, we end this range where I think buyers are building up their positions. I saw this spike down, and this move came up very strong, and this sell candle came down, and I actually was doing my scan and everything when this candle was coming right back up. So I had to do all that daily to 15-minute check very quickly and get on the train right there. I put my stop losses here, which I think is very logical. Just put it right below the spike. Now once price made a higher high and broke this range and started consolidating, I moved my stop loss below this swing, this pivot area over here, this right over there, with the idea that okay, this really is the breakout move. It should not break this low over here, because it has tested that area and it's gone up. It should not really break that area again, because then that would invalidate my thesis that this is the breakout move. So that's where I had my stop loss. Now this was quite late in the night for me, so I went to sleep around here, woke up in the middle of the night somewhere around here, and saw that in my broker, I had my SL there, my stop loss there. In my broker, I saw that this huge spike happened, but this was during the rollover period. So my broker did not actually take my stop loss out, because this was just a completely fake spike. So I woke up in the middle of the night and saw this, and when I was on this candle, and I put my stop loss to my entry level over here when I saw that happen, thinking that okay, it's had its spike down, so it should not really go below that spike anymore. That was my thinking, but I got hit, and the reason, and I think the reason for that is my stop loss decision, moving it from here to here, was a mistake, because it was based on a completely fake move. A completely fake move during the dead hours of the market. It was not a genuine spike, so it could not have been reliable for me to use that spike to decide on stop loss updates. I still should have had my stop loss over here. So I think this mistake happened for mostly two reasons. Number one, a bit of lack of focus, as it was just happening during the middle of the night, and I actually saw that my stop loss got hit somewhere around here when I had woken up. And And so that's number one. It was not really focused. And number two, I think I still have had a bit of protection of profits. I did not really want to lose money, even though the analysis did not justify the stop loss being moved up over here. I did it anyway. So that's an error. And it was a bit of a costly error because look what happened. It went up all the way to the top of the 4-hourly range, and at this point I would have looked for a hedge sell, and somewhere around here perhaps. So I would have looked for a hedge sell, and that's how I would have played it. I would not have exited the position and re-entered because I still believe in the higher time frame thesis that this would go up. Now I took another entry on this a bit later. So that entry was on Thursday. This entry was on Friday. I took another entry on this right over here, based on this sort of idea that there has been a test of this breakout area, and I was a bit late to the party. I ideally wanted to get this entry a bit lower, but I was a bit late. But I still decided to hit it because I thought the chances of it going up were good, and I just used smaller risk and had my stop loss below the low. So one of the things I'm doing lately is I'm just trying to put my stop loss below the actual thesis invalidation point. I'm not trying so hard to squeeze the stop losses anymore, because I realize that I should not be chasing the high R's. I should just be chasing good plays, and I can make the high R's from excellent high time frame analysis, which I've been doing lately, and just decent entries. So I want to be consistent, not put too much pressure on myself. So that's why I'm using decent stop losses. So since I still had a high time frame bias on this, I wanted to see the reaction from this area first. Although it does look like a logical area for the sellers to react, given how these buys have come up. So I got out over here. Now, I think this was a little bit of a mistake because there was still a little bit of hope on maybe the high time frame will make this go higher. I had ample chances to get out at least around this area. Once I saw once I saw two failures and a test back towards that level, but didn't get the best exit, but that's okay, I think. So those were the trades on this. My current view on this pair is still that it would go up, and I suspect that when I do my high time frame analysis for the pairs on Sunday, I suspect that this will again come up on my list of higher time frame buys to play. So that's all. Thanks, and comments and questions are very much welcome.